Opinion Electoral Roll Revision. Why Election Commission needs to listen to Supreme Court. The question of the special intensive revision of the voters list in Bihar being carried out by the Election Commission of India (ECI) came up for hearing in the Supreme Court (SC) on July 10. The matter was brought to the attention of the apex court by a bunch of opposition political parties. Their plea was that the timing of the SIR, and the documents that it stipulates to register voters and those that it excludes will lead to disenfranchisement of a great many voters in the state, given the short time left for the elections. In my view, the SC handled the petition with admirable restraint and maturity. Given the constitutional mandate of the ECI, which gives it full autonomy to conduct elections in a free and fair manner, including such actions that are consequential to such a mandate, the SC did not interfere in the decision of the ECI. It did not order a stay of proceedings, or issue instructions that would be tantamount to interfering in the functioning of an autonomous institution. However, it did raise three important questions, in terms of advice, query, or clarification. First, it offered a prima facie view that documents like Aadhaar, voter ID card and ration cards could be considered by the ECI in identifying a genuine voter. This advice was both crucial and pertinent. The ECI has excluded all three, and substituted them with 11 other documents, including matriculation degree, passport etc. The irony is that all the 11 documents it has enumerated can be obtained only on the basis of an Aadhaar card. Moreover, the ECI's demand for voters to furnish proof of the date and place of their birth, and that of their parents, is unprecedented. Anyone familiar with the poverty and illiteracy in Bihar will know that, for the vast majority, these are very difficult to obtain. Less than a quarter of the 13 crore population of the state, of which 8 crore are voters, have birth certificates. For a voter to obtain one for himself or herself, and for his/her parents, is a near insurmountable task, especially given the short time available, and the slow and corrupt local bureaucracy. This is all the more critical since Bihar has the country's largest number of out-migration. Several crore Biharis work outside the state, often in underpaid and miserable conditions, due to lack of jobs in their own state. They may be temporarily not residing in Bihar but are voters in their state. For them to obtain the requisite documentation in absentia, is truly an unwarranted punishment. The second issue flagged by the SC was the timing of the exercise. Again, it is important to stress that the apex court did not transgress the boundaries of the Constitution by questioning the right of the ECI to carry out the SIR. But it did ask whether such an intensive exercise that began only in June this year, could be completed within the short time available until the elections due in October-November. There was, to my mind, great merit in the SC's observation. Just last year, before the parliamentary elections, the ECI had carried out a summary revision of voters' list in Bihar. The State Election Commission had reported that it had conducted this exercise satisfactorily. In fact, the national elections were conducted on this very list. What then was the need to do an SIR just a few months after the summary revision? And even if the ECI felt that it is necessary, could not the work have begun much earlier, giving enough time to voters and evaluators to finish the work with credibility and efficiency? Moreover, the SIR was slated to take place nationally at a time decided by the ECI. Why then was Bihar singled out for it just a few months before elections are due, especially when a summary revision took place only recently? Third, the SC made it clear that, under the Constitution, it is not the mandate of the ECI to determine citizenship. This is a matter under the purview of the Union Home Ministry. The ECI's mandate is to update the voters' list, on the basis of the standard documents available for this purpose on the basis of past practice. But by excluding the Aadhaar card, the voting ID card, and ration cards, the ECI had, under another garb, taken upon itself the mistaken responsibility of being the arbiter of proof of citizenship. On this matter, the Constitution is very clear that anyone born in India after 1950 is an Indian citizen. The SC emphasized that it was raising these points because they went to the root of democracy and power to vote. This is the real point. Unfortunately, on several TV debates in which I participated on the date of the SC hearing, spokespersons of political parties either from the opposition or the ruling party seemed to be only concerned with proving which side had won or lost. The question, therefore, is not whether the ECI is impartial or not. Questions have been raised in this regard, but that is an issue that can be debated separately. The question is also not whether the ECI has the powers to conduct the SIR. The SC clearly did not question this mandate. The real question is whether through the manner in which the SIR is being carried out, justice is being done to the Bihari voter. That is the real significance of the advice by the SC to the ECI. Will the ECI act upon it? Because what the SC says, even if it does not issue a directive, cannot be taken lightly. Swipe left for next video. One can only hope that the ECI was listening carefully to the SC's observations. The writer is a former diplomat, an author, and a politician. Views expressed in the above piece are personal and solely those of the author. They do not necessarily reflect NEWS18's views. Latest blogs.